What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Nova Senpai, and I'm back today with a Claudia guide. Claudia just came out yesterday, and I was playing with her a bit, and she is super fun to use. And yeah, so Claudia is a physical type character, and she is a main DPS character, which means she's going to be the character that you want out on the field the most. But what I find interesting is she's also a battery, because she charges your other weapons discharge skills so fast that it is ridiculous. But before we get into all that, we're gonna go into team comps like always. So first thing we go into is team comps. Okay, so the team comp that I'm currently running is King, Claudia, and Shiro, because Claudia, as you can see, her shatter is 7.5, which is dog shit, right? But you know, King's is 14.3. So but her charge is 12. So you throw King onto the field to get rid of all those pesky shields, and you come back to Claudia for her DPS and just do straight damage. Hero is on here because Claudia has physical resonance, so she does more damage when you have two or more physical weapons on the team. And she can also help with her shatter's not bad, so she can also help with breaking those shields. And that's pretty much it. I also ran Nemesis on there for like survivability instead of Shiro. It really I haven't really found like other team comps. Like the main weapons you want to use are weapons that their discharge skills are like really good. Shiro's discharge skill is but I mainly have her on there for the resonance. King's discharge skill is amazing. But so you want like characters, because you're gonna be using the discharge skills a lot. So you want characters with really good discharge skills. I think if you want like a healer, I don't think Nemesis heals you on her discharge skill. I think Coco does, but I don't have Coco, so I can't test that. But yeah, so I pretty much just run this. This is a pretty good, decent comp for her. And yeah, we'll move on to gear next. All right, so gear is pretty simple. Just like I always say, it's you just want to run anything with like physical attack. If you find gear with like physical attack, level it up. Hope you run into physical attack. I did not roll into physical attack in 3 of these stars, so it's kind of doo-doo. I think I ran into it somewhere. I get really unlucky with stat rolls. Like my stats are dog shit, and they're not like the most important thing to focus on right now, but you know, if you want to go try hard mode, then you can focus on these stats. Yeah, like physical attack 69. So that's pretty much it for gear. You just want like physical attack, crit rate, all that good stuff. Yeah, so we can move on. All right, we're gonna be moving on to her awakening steel and if it's worth it. So at the 1200 awakening points, her trait is Claudia Blink, so go invisible for 1 second upon dodging. And then her 4000 awakening points trait is Claudia Shadow, so go invisible for 1.5 seconds upon dodging. So with her playstyle, you do dodge a lot, especially because when you perform a perfect dodge, your discharge skill instantly goes all the way up. And that's even if she's off the field. I noticed, like, if you perfect dodge, or maybe that's just always, is it always, has it always been if you perfect dodge, your discharge skill goes all the way up? You can tell how like much I pay attention. You want a perfect dodge to get the discharge skill up again, and then hop off, get ball gone. So like I guess going invisible can help. Like it's 1 second, so I don't really know how useful that is. In her abilities, I don't really see like if she's invisible she does more damage. So I don't know how important that really is compared to like something else. Like I don't know. I haven't looked at a lot of their traits. But it's I wouldn't say it's super important to go for. So you don't really have to if you don't want to. If you want to focus on someone else's trait, I'd say go for that instead of Claudia's. Okay, so next we're going to talk about matrices, and for there are actually quite a few matrices that are good on Claudia. For the R rank, you're just going to want the guy in the mask right here. I don't know what his thing is called or what enemy he is, but it's the one that increases damage dealt by physical weapons by 6% because she's a physical weapon. So obviously the damage would be nice. So going up from that, the SRs, you can run Sobek, and I was running Sobek for a while because Sobek's kind of like the default go-to, you know, for main DPS. But I feel like Sobek is like secondary, and you want Bai Ling, because Bai Ling increases damage dealt to Grievous targets, and she applies Grievous to targets because she's a physical character. So and it increases the damage by 12%. So, well, at like 1 star, I think Sobek's increases your attack by like 6%. This increases it by 12 to Grievous targets. And as long as you're running like as long as you're running Claudia and like Shiro, they're most likely going to be Grievous anyway. So I feel like she's like the best bet, especially because, like, you know, obviously the SSRs are a lot harder to obtain. So the main one that I feel like most people would run would be Bai Ling, and she's probably like the best one to focus on, especially if you don't have like, now if you're a big whale, or you're just extremely lucky and you have the SSRs, go for the SSRs. But this right here, Bai Ling, she's the one you're probably going to want to use the most. And I believe you get Bai Ling's matrices like passively. If not, you like, I have all 4, so I do believe that you get her passively. But anyway, going on to the next one, you can run Shiro's on Claudia if you have it. I only have 1 that dropped, so but because her 2-piece set increases both damage and shatter to targets with more than 50% HP. So just as doing damage, you just increase damage like by 15%. So it's just giving her it's just boosting her damage and her shatter, right? Even though Claudia's shatter isn't really that great, and I have King on my team, so it doesn't matter. Another good option would be if I can find one of his, so Crow's. So Crow's 2-piece set is a good option because it boosts damage when you have like a high crit rate. So his 2-piece set increases crit rate damage to targets with less than 60 HP by 24%. And then another one you can run is Samir. So there's a new thing you don't even have to look up anymore. It has like recommended matrices, and I haven't talked about these 2 yet. Obviously Samir, like her 2-set bonus and 4-set, they increase like multi-attack. I don't have Samir's matrices, but so they both like benefit with the multi-attack of a Gurren Blade, so it just increases damage output. And then obviously her own matrices, her 2-set bonus increases the damage output of her blade while in the air. It's really around her like jump attack is what her like matrices are based on. And then the 4-set bonus reduces the weapon skill cooldown, increases the weapon switching discharge damage, which is what she's mainly about. She's like, you do as much damage with her on the field, she charges discharge in like 30 seconds, and then you use your discharge of a different weapon, then you switch back to her, and then continue to do damage. So she's like both a DPS and a support at the same time. She's a DPS and a support for your support, right? So those are the matrices that like I suggest. Again, the Bai Ling is the one you should focus on the most if you don't have I'd say even if you have like Crow, or if you have like Shiro's, like I'd still kind of prefer Bai Ling's over them, because you could use those, they would work better on like Shiro or Crow. So I recommend Bai Ling's over anything, unless you have maybe Samir, or definitely if you have Claudia's, I just recommend using Claudia's. But don't, like, Bai Ling's is perfectly fine. Like, Bai Ling's does like what it needs to do. It makes it completely viable. All right, and next I have just a little like example of like her fighting. We're gonna use the new like the transmission system, and then if it like actually loads. Okay, so you press her once, right? Use her ability, and then just keep attacking. And you switch to Shiro to get the attack. So and switch back. And then, so she charges the discharge skill, you just switch to like King. Use his abilities, break these shields, switch back. She has 15-second cooldown, bro. It's insane. And you just switch back to keep doing more DPS. And then as you see, if you look down, I already have it back. Switch back to King. Switch back to her. And boom. I'm missing someone? Where is he? Oh. You were over here. Okay, it still doesn't say I'm done. What? Oh, did I run out of time? That's so corny. I killed him. But as you can see, like, she just charges the discharge super fast. Then you switch off, use their discharge skill, switch back. And sometimes, like, it works so fast. Like, I've had it happen where, like, you go to switch to her, or you charge your discharge skill, and then you switch to, like, King, and then your discharge skill is back again. And her discharge skill is actually pretty good. Or it'll just allow you to switch to your other one, where I'm just using Shiro right now, and her discharge skill is not the best, so I would switch back to Claudia. But yeah, her one being 15 seconds is literally ridiculous. Oh my god, it's amazing. But yeah, she's a very viable high DPS character. And as long as you pair her with the right, like, support weapons, then she's gonna do amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you like the video, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.